Welcome back to the Medium Cool Show. How's it going?
It's good, man. Today on the Medium Cool Show, we will be talking about Roadhouse from 1989, starring the one and only Patrick Swayze.
Mm-hmm.
This movie kicks fucking ass.
It does. Listen, I feel like this movie gets a bad rap.
It does. It gets a bad rap, and that's why I postponed. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
In the back of people's minds, it's like, oh, this is an '80s glossed movie.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze,
Yeah.
cheesy. I put it in the realm of like, oh, Top Gun, like the original, and like I'm not crazy on the original Top Gun at all.
Yeah. Neither am I.
This movie, dude, I say this to everyone, it's like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Minus Jean-Claude Van Damme, you sub in Patrick Swayze, and good production value.
Yeah, for real.
Huge production value, dude.
Yeah. It's like really like they're really trying to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel Silver produced it, and he was like a very big producer for like these sets and stuff, for like these action movies and shit. And this movie cost 15 million to make, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good considering what you see on the screen. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, like all of the stunts and like all just like the set pieces, and then that crazy set piece where the monster truck drives into the car dealership, and just like it just like a really like surprised me watching this. But yeah, I came from the same kind of boat that you did, where I felt like this was gonna be I thought this was gonna be like some crap, or like I'd wanted to watch it, but like I just heard like Roadhouse. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like a cheesy 80s action movie.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not gonna like it. Like I had that in my head, but then after watching these like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, I was like, oh, like let's put this one on. I love this movie a lot.
Yeah, dude. Everyone I've told after I saw this movie, I'm like, have you seen this movie?
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie? Everyone's like, Roadhouse?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen Roadhouse. And then I'm like, you have to watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's actually like, I'm not bullshitting you. This is a good, fun movie.
Yeah.
But there's like more layers to it than like just, cheese, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, just a fucking bouncer with like 80s gloss, he was just but he's not just a bouncer.
Yeah.
It opens up, he's the best bouncer out there, dude.
What's his name? Like Blaze or something?
His name is Dalton.
Yeah. Dalton, played by Patrick Swayze. What a great character, man.
Yeah. He takes it so seriously. He really dives into it, dude. I have to give him props because, it's easy to like just laugh at how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, you can like write him off really easily, but like, wow, what a fucking...
Yeah.
He's so fucking good in this and so cool, too. Like, he's very composed. He's very much like a...
That's his whole thing, right?
Yeah, he's like a Buddhist, bro.
Yeah.
He's like a samurai.
He's like a Michael Mann character.
Yeah. He has a code of ethics that he follows through with, and he always wins,
Yeah.
This is a samurai Western movie.
Yeah. It's very Western. He moves into a town.
Yeah.
It's owned by this big, bourgeois kind of like corporate guy.
Like the criminals are the people who run the town.
Exactly.
That's like the whole, But we have to talk about like the beginning though.
So this guy travels from where's the thing take place? Missouri?
It takes place in Kansas City, Missouri, but I think he comes from Texas or something.
Yeah, and
it has to be something like in the South. Like this is a very Southern.
This guy who owns a bar in Missouri comes and seeks him out, and he's like, Dalton, you're the best bouncer there. Oh, he's not a bouncer. That's also the misconception. He's a cooler. He fucking cools the situation down, dude.
He's like he's the lead of he's like in charge of all the bouncers.
Yeah, he keeps such a level head. You see at the beginning, someone tries to rile him up, someone tries to fight him.
And they stab him. He gets stabbed.
And he's like, let's take it outside. And he just like leaves once they're outside. He's like, all right, I did my job.
Yeah,
he tricks him. And he's like so level headed. By the way, this guy from Missouri is like, I need you to come here to fix my bar because my bar is in such disrepair.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up. There's fighting everywhere. There's a cage around the music because we can't keep the bar goers from like throwing bottles and trying to fight the musicians and shit. And like, it's just terrible. And Dalton's like, all right, I'll take the job. And he's like, all right, I got you a ticket to fly. And he's like, that's the first time he's cool. He's like, I don't fly. Too much of a risk. And he fucking takes his badass car all the way to Missouri.
Yeah, he offers him. Yeah, he's like a really good person at like keeping peace in places. You know, which becomes like a later bigger thing. But he gets hired by that dude, and he's like, okay, like 5,000 advanced, 500 a night, and he's like, sounds good to me, partner. And then he goes to Kansas City, Missouri, and he goes into this town, and he's hired to be the cooler, to take charge of the bouncers in the Double Deuce. Is it called?
That's the Double Deuce.
The Double Deuce is the name of the club or the bar. And when he first arrives there, it's just complete chaos.
It's complete chaos, and he's just not doing anything. He's just watching.
Yeah.
It's complete chaos. You think he's gonna step in and fight somewhere? And nope, just watch it.
Yeah,
dude.
And that's what I love about this movie is like he's just like this guy who's like, I'm not gonna get involved unless like I have to. Like he's like, I'm not trying to like start anything. He's like a pacifist.
Yeah.
You know? He's like kung fu, like David Carradine.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like very like just stoic dude. So I'm kind of just waiting like on him to like fight, and just like the build up of his fights. Like how it just like kind of goes like snowballs and shit. Yeah. You know, and like the real fights, because like at first you're like, oh, I know he could beat that guy up. Yeah. I know the guy who stabbed him. Yeah. The guy who stabbed him is like wants to fight him so bad, and you're just like, oh shit, like he could fuck him up, but he just doesn't do it yet. Yeah. You know, and then
they tease it.
Yeah, and even in the first, when he's like takes over the bar, like and he gives that like speech, you know, he's like firing motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude, that's the other thing I love. When he comes in, he just watches everyone. He's like, all right, you're fired. You don't have the temperament for this. Yeah. And the guy's like, what? Yeah. He's like, you're out.
He's like,
you're also out.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you're skinning off the top. Get the next train out of here. Like, take this as an advance. Get a train out of here. Yeah. You know, or some shit. And then, but he still like hasn't used force yet. And then like the first time that the bar's open and he's there, that's when you see him fucking knock the guy's like fucking head into the table. You know?
Yeah, and that's fucking cracks the table in half.
Yeah, but the fucking fight scenes in this,
they escalate for sure, like you said.
Yeah, and just like this first bar fight set piece when he's there, dude, that's like such a great sequence, I feel like.
Oh, so good.
And any scene in the bar is like gonna be good. Yeah. And I was just thinking about, oh, dude, I can't wait for the next scene when they're in a bar. Yeah. You know, when they're back at the bar, because that's like where the shit goes down.
Yeah. But also, the other thing I love about this movie too is like it escalates to a point where it ends on like the most exciting stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the fights keep getting better and better and better, and you keep getting more and more invested in this movie until finally it like climaxes, and you're just like, like this is like so fucking good. Yeah. All right, it's like it's okay to end this movie now because I got everything I wanted out of it.
Oh yeah. And then basically he cleans up this bar, and he starts like helping people in the town, and then firing some like people who are more influential than he might know. Mm-hmm. And then we get introduced to the movie's villain. You know, the head capo tuta capo of the town, played by Ben Gazzara, which is just like just like we saw his name in the like opening sequence, like, oh dude, all right, this is gonna be good. Dude, that is like the icing in the cherry, bro. Like, that was just like that was amazing. Like he just totally like one of the great actors, one of the goats, like comes in to do this action movie. Yeah, bro,
to play this absolute scumbag.
Oh man,
oh my god, so punchable. You know, like, you're just like, oh, fucking Ben Gazzara, he's so good in it.
Yeah, and he's like, starts to keep his eye on Dalton, you know, and he's kind of like, and he kind of, and he tries to like kind of bring him in, you know, but Dalton is like, hey, like, this doesn't fit with my values, my principles. Yeah. I cannot come and work for you. And then Ben Gazzara kind of like gets a little nasty, and he's like, I heard that you killed someone. Don't worry that I know that. Yeah. But like, obviously he's a shifty fucking mob boss, you know, who can also kick ass.
Yeah, apparently. Too. He's like, how much for you to come work for me? $1 million? He's like, no amount of money. And he walks out, you know. Mm-hmm. He's just so like with his principles, such a samurai, you know. Yeah. And
the problems of the bar becomes the problem of the town, and then he's like this samurai cowboy figure that comes in and has to like save the town. Yeah. And his sidekick Sam Elliot comes in.
Yeah. Sidekick like / mentor. He's great in it too. He's so cool. I had no idea Sam Elliott was like that cool, dude.
He's always been cool. I always liked his voice, you know.
Yeah, he's got a good voice, but I always picture him as like the old guy with the rancher hat and a mustache. Not like this guy is like fucking suave bouncer.
Yeah. But so the one thing I noticed though, like I don't think he's like a good agile fighter in movies, and like for some reason Patrick Swayze, like his fights are like really well done, like wides and stuff. But when Sam Elliott was fighting, it was kind of like more closer up. Like it didn't look like he was gonna be.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good at the choreography, and also I think he's way taller than Patrick Swayze, dude. He's way lankier.
Yeah, he's like me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely noticed that too. It didn't like deter me from the movie, because I was like, oh, it's kind of believable. He's like he's older. Mm-hmm. That's what they're trying to say. But
yeah, and then there's also the love interest.
Yeah.
As well.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, interesting part of the story that comes in there. But there's a lot of like it's also a little horny too.
Yeah. Well,
there's some boobs in it.
Oh yeah.
There's some hot women like really like dolled up. The hair in this movie.
There's also there's some Patrick Swayze ass in it too.
Oh man, yeah. And then the girl walks in and sees it, and she's like, "Oh,
oh my god." Yeah.
And the hair is like really off. Everything is so like Patrick Swayze's hair and then the woman's hair and shit. She's a doctor. She's not just like a heroine figure. She's like a smart, capable doctor.
Yeah. She's a fucking doctor, dude. Yeah. Like she came back to town because like she had to take care of her uncle or some shit.
Yeah. I love the finale. I love Ben Gazzara. I love the performances. I love the way it's shot, the production value, and like even though the critics I think the critics got it wrong on this one, bro.
Yeah, me too.
The critics got it wrong on this one. Like
I think they didn't have the wherewithal to foresee how this movie would kind of be like a gem in the dark.
It's like really one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, dude.
Like in the 80s, for sure.
Bro, yeah, like this could totally have been a misfire for me.
Yeah.
But like, dude, how come I didn't see this earlier?
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah,
it's a fun movie.
This movie kicks ass. Highly recommend it. Like, at any time, man. Like any time, if like you're whatever mood you're in, this is like a good movie. Like, that about wraps it up. But Roadhouse, have you seen it? Subscribe and like the video. Yeah. Ciao, bella.